Hey, today is September 8th. Welcome on into Daily Cards Live here on ClaibsOnline.com. Brought to you by Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Royal Banks of Missouri. I'm Joe Roderick, joined alongside by Bob Ramsey. And Rammer, before we get into the game and everything, as I sit here and I say today is September 8th, it's a very important day in Cardinal history. As 24 years ago, Mark McGwire broke Roger Maris's home run record on this date. Were you in the ballpark that night?
I was.
It was a Fox game, so you would not have been on the call, right?
I was not working that day.
Okay, you were there as a you were. So where would you rank that then as days as games that you were in the ballpark for a Cardinal game?
I would put it on the list of great moments and games, but down the list a little bit. I've been so fortunate to be around playoff and World Series victories and moments. I would rank many of them higher, but you put that and you put, Lou Brock's 3,000th hit and a few things like that. And that grouping there is pretty cool. I've been very, very lucky to see a lot of stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's and just to McGwire was at 62 at this point, and we're celebrating Aaron Judge for hitting 55 yesterday, talking about how he's going to eventually this year, you imagine, break the American League record set by Roger Maris. But still, yeah. Mark McGwire was so good that year. He was seven home runs ahead of the Judge's pace. Right now, it's incredible to think.
It really was. No, I'll tell you what's special about that. My wife was pregnant with our first child, and but she was with me at the ballpark. He was born 2 months later, so we always tease him about that being his first baseball game.
Well, hey, that game that was a hell of a lot better than what the Cardinals did today, losing 11-6. We didn't have a chance to go this morning and do the show. But last night, you talk about special nights at the ballpark, what the Cardinals were able to pull off last night in that game in the ninth inning. I'm going to be honest. It was, when Gallegos gave up those runs, I shut it down for the night. I was
night.
Yeah. And then getting ready for bed, my wife goes, "Oh, Cardinals won." I go, "No, they didn't." I go, "They were down 5-1. And she starts reading off the list of everything that happened in the ninth. And it's one of those where you go, "Oh shit, they did win."
It was so crazy. And everybody that contributed that inning did a wonderful job. But I really tip my cap to Tyler ONeill, who was down 0-2, came back and drew that walk. It's a walk, big deal. I think it was a big deal for the inning, and I think it was a big deal for him as a player. And I thought that was a great moment.
Yeah, and you know what? If it could have been the other way around, the Nationals, their left fielder almost made one heck of a play on that on Edmonds' ball. Was just inches away from making a spectacular game-saving catch to win it for the Nationals.
He was playing too shallow, and I don't know why that was, but thank goodness he was.
Yeah. So Cardinals go out. They lose today 11-6. History was made today as Yadier Molina and Adam Wainwright tie the record with their 324th start as a battery. They will break that record next week, the next time they start. And you know what? Hey, these past 8 days, we have been getting a glimpse of September Yadi, which turns into October Yadi, which we get to see for the final time. And it still is really special. 2 home runs today. One of them in Big Mac land. I did not see. I would have been surprised if he would have hit one more home run this year. A home run in Big Mac land just shocked me.
Shocking. 2 on the day. Big hit last night in the ninth inning, and he has been hot the last few games. It's funny, when he came back from Puerto Rico this second time, he really was pretty dreadful for a while. It was almost like a second spring training, but it's like he's gotten back up to speed now. Maybe that's a narrative. I don't know. But whatever he's doing, keep doing it, because they need that spot. You saw today, you scored 6 runs, even though I'm a little frustrated because I've been saying for a while here, got to get the top guys on in front of the big boys. Well, between Edman and Donovan, they were on 7 times today, 7 or 8, and only scored twice. The The Cardinals were terrible with runners in scoring position. I think only had 2 hits with runners in scoring position. Still scored 6 runs. You got to win when you score 6. You just had a couple of guys out of the bullpen spit the bit. When the Cardinals fell behind, I think Ollie did the right thing and pitched the right guys. It just they couldn't keep it close enough.
Yeah, Paul Goldschmidt 1 for 4 on the day. Nolan Arenado 0 for 4. Albert Pujols 0 for 5 on the day. When those guys hit, we know what they can do. We know what they're capable of when those 3 hit in the order, and it's a lot of fun to watch. If they're going to go a combined 1 for 13 on the day, you're not going to win. It's that simple. And I would say it's not, if anybody's top, middle 3, 4, and 5 hitters in a lineup go 1 for 13, they're not going to win any games. That goes for all 29 other teams in Major League Baseball.
One other thing to take away, Jordan Hicks, who had been pitching better, I thought a little bit of bad luck, and I'm wondering if we've learned, despite what we want from him, maybe he's just a one inning guy. And once he sits down and comes back, I'm going to try and do a little more research on that and kind of see what his game log looks like on games that he's pitched more than an inning. I know there have been a few games where he's done really well pitching more than an inning. So we got to see. You don't want to overreact to one tough day. You got so many guys in the pen at this point in the season, just pitching a guy an inning at a time is not necessarily a bad thing.
You just said, you don't think we should overreact on things. You say that as I'm about to say what I'm going to say. Any concern for Adam Wainwright? So right now, his last 2 starts, 5 innings, exact same line for both. 5 innings pitched, 9 hits, 4 earned runs. Both hit this start last week against the Cubs was the same exact same stat line for Adam Wainwright.
Yeah, 2 bad games after several exceptional games. So what's the difference? He talked about today after the game about not being able to get a feel for his mechanics. And when you're a guy like him, he needs to be just exactly right. He's got to be right in his slot. He's got to have the feel for the breaking ball. He's got to know that when he throws the fastball, it's going exactly where he wants it to go. If things are a little off, he's too hittable, and he was today.
Yeah, he right now on the year 168 innings. Last year he went 206 on the season. So it's not an issue of workload. You wouldn't think it's an issue of workload, as he's still 40 innings away from where he was last year, and he's going to touch about that number before the Cardinals get into postseason play.
He was so good on that Sunday night when they'd mic'd him up while he was warming up. Maybe we just ought to make him do that every game.
So now
I'm not superstitious, but yes, I am.
You're a little stitious?
I'm a little stitious.
So after sweeping the Cubs, you split against the Nationals. You have your next 10 games, 8 of them are against the Pirates and the Reds. And the Brewers, who, I mean, they're not playing good baseball by any means. So you have 8 of your next 10 against really, really bad teams. So there is time to turn this around and just, kind of right the ship and get ready, because Ali Marmol even said today in pregame that he has his eyes on those 2 teams in the NL East, and he knows that 5.5 games, it's easy to make up.
Well, I don't necessarily agree with that. It can happen quickly, and trying to catch one team that far ahead of you is a challenge. Trying to catch 2 is almost unthinkable, but it has been done. Yeah. It has been done in the past. So we shall see. The Brewers, of course, are thinking, the Brewers are still in the wild card hunt. They're on the outside looking in, but only by a little. I think it's going to be a real battle. The Cardinals have the bullpen set up because Ollie played it smart. He could have gone with his best guys today and try and hang in there and come from behind again. But if he did that, then he wouldn't have everybody he needed to win a game tomorrow night and maybe Saturday. I think Ollie played it right. It didn't work out today, but I think the staff is set up to give him what he needs out of the pen against the Brewers this weekend.
It'll be interesting to see who the Pirates throw this weekend. Maybe a chance to talk more about.
I said the Brewers. I'm sorry. I meant yeah.
But there is a chance. There is a chance that this weekend the Cardinals could see a former face in Junior Fernandez, who was just picked up off of waivers by the Pirates. So we will see how that goes, and then we've seen what the Cardinals have done against this Pirate pitching staff. Who's the guy that they just light up in the first 2 innings? What's that guy's name? We've seen it twice this year. It was the games where they just where Albert and Yachty pitched. I don't know if he's out there. I forgot his name. I'm sorry. I'm not up to speed on all the Pirates rotation here in 2022.
The fun thing to look at for me will be watching Cruz play shortstop.
Yes. First chance to get to see that. Yeah.
Yeah. Is he Mason Wynn a year or two ahead of him? It'll be interesting to see. Is that the kind of guy Wynn can be? Although Cruz hits the ball so hard. I just meant with his throwing arm and all that stuff. He's an interesting cat, and it's going to be fun to watch him play.
He hits the ball so hard. It's fun. It's fun. The highlights I've seen on Twitter have been very fun to see so far.
Ridiculous.
I don't know if I want to see it 9 games the rest of this season.
I would just tell guys, play deep.
Yes.
You got families at home. Play deep.
Hey, this has been another edition of Daily Cards Live. We are brought to you each and every day by Munganess St. Louis Acura and Royal Banks of Missouri.
Royal Banks, whether it's a new mortgage, a refi, home equity credit line, get the best rate available at Royal Banks of Missouri. 314-212-1500. Royal Banks, where better service means better banking.
He is Bob Ramsey. I'm Joe Roderick. This has been another edition of Daily Cards Live right here on Claves Online. Hey, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Full preview of the weekend series. Cardinals at Pittsburgh. Albert has a chance to do some real damage towards 700 in a ballpark that he has torn up his entire career. So we'll have that for you tomorrow here on Claves Online.
St. Louis Acura has an unbeatable selection of new cars arriving daily, like the all-new 2023 Acura Integra. We also have a great selection of over 200 pre-owned and factory precision courtesy vehicles with finance rates as low as 1.9% for 36 months with approved credit. And we've added Saturday service hours to our newly renovated service facility. Don't forget, we'll buy your vehicle here at our dealership or from the convenience of your home. St. Louis Acura, better than ever for you.